Hey there peeps! This video is going to be of me doing my makeup routine one day before I went to work. Really isn't the makeup routine that I do every single day. I kind of just change it up depending on which palette I'm using. But this is just the makeup look I chose today. And it's a pretty simple look, so if you want to follow along, just keep on watching. But first off, all I did was conceal my eyelids just to make sure that my eyeshadow stays on my eyes, and with that I used the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in light, and then I went ahead and set it down with the Kat Von D setting powder in translucent. I'm not sure if there's other colors, but just in case if anyone's wondering, it's in the shade translucent. And then the eye palette that I'm going to use is the Kylie Cosmetics bronze palette, and then I just filled in my crease with the top right color and also the color that's right below that, and then I warm it up a little bit with the orange shade in the middle. And also, I'm not going to go into detail on the technique that I use, or I'm not going to give instructions on how to achieve this look. I'm just going to walk you through exactly what I did. There's already a lot of YouTubers out there that do instructional videos on how to achieve a certain look, and I encourage you to go watch their videos if you really want to learn how to apply makeup properly. Right now, this is kind of just me practicing and me really seeing where my skill set is at. That way, in the future, whenever I do upload more videos, I can kind of compare my skill set now to what my skill set is going to be and really track my progress then. So that's kind of what I'm aiming to get out of these videos, is really just tracking my progress and how far along I can get. And then for the lid color, I'm going to use their Bare Minerals eye color in the shade Soul. And it's just a nice sparkly white color, and I place that all over my lid. And then I'm also going to list everything down in the description area. So if you guys have any questions, if you guys want to know what products I use, it'll be listed down below. Right now, I'm just filling in that outer corner to give it a little bit more depth. I'm using that red shade that's in the bottom left corner and also dipping it a little bit into that brown shade that's right next to it. And again, just going into circular motions using a really fluffy brush. And I use a fluffy brush on pretty much the entire eye except for packing on that eye color on the eyelid. And then now I'm going in with the Bare Minerals Round the Clock Waterproof Eyeliner in the shade Midnight. And I actually had a pretty hard time applying this, and I'm pretty sure it was just because I didn't sharpen the pencil. I also try to go in with an angle brush and really smooth that line out, and even trying to pick up product from the pencil itself, but I was just having a really hard time getting that smooth out. So then I decided to try to smoke it out using the black shade in the Kylie Cosmetics bronze palette, and I'm just going back and forth with the flat brush on that eyeliner and then trying to blend it out with another fluffy brush. And then in the end, I just decided that I didn't like that look whatsoever, so I just went ahead and used the NYX Vinyl Liquid Liner in the shade Black just to line over all of the black smoke I did on that liner. And then now I'm going to go to the other side and really try to mimic the smokiness. And it looks like I didn't fill it in as much as I did on the other side, so that's another thing I can work on, is really just trying to get each side to match up evenly, and then also maybe just giving myself more time as well. And then now I'm just combing through my eyelashes, because whenever I use that eyeliner, I usually run it across my eyelashes and then they get stuck together. And whenever I try to apply the mascara, it gets really clumpy and it just doesn't go on smooth. And then after I did that, I'm using the Benefit They're Real mascara in that black shade. After that, I'm applying the Tarte Brighter Days as my primer and then just really smoothing that all over. And then I kind of use the primer to clean up underneath my eyeliner, the extra shadow that was underneath. And then now I'm using the Lancome Ultra 24-Hour Makeup. And I also added a few drops of the Dr. Dennis Gross Clinical Concentrate Hydration Booster. The reason I did that was just to thin out the formula. For my skin, whenever I do put on a long-lasting thick foundation, it tends to make me look a few years older and it really settles in my fine lines. And I like to smile a lot, so it settles on the fine lines that I have around my mouth and on my eyes whenever I squint. So I started using oils and mixing that with my foundation. So I had this too. I read more about it to see if I could mix it in with my foundation, and I found out that you could. So I went ahead and tried it out. And the first time I tried it, it really didn't work, only because I applied 3 drops and I applied it straight to the brush instead of to the foundation. So that first time that I tried it, it didn't really work out, but this time I really liked the results. What I did was applied 5 drops straight into the foundation. I used 2 pumps of the foundation, and then I just applied the 5 drops and then mixed that in really well, and then just dot it all over my face and then blend that out really well with the brush, and then picking up more product as I want more coverage around my face. And then now I'm just going in again with the concealer and dotting underneath my eyes and setting it with the Kat Von D powder again. And then doing the same thing down the T-zone, so on my chin, on my upper lip, on my nose, and then on my forehead area. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab that same translucent powder and set all over my face. And then now I'm going to go ahead and also just do the lower lash line and also apply mascara down there. And on the lower lash line, I typically use the same colors as I do on the crease area. And then I like to also warm out the very outer corner of that lower lash line, also just to give it a little bit more depth. And then now I'm going in with the Benefit Hoola bronzer, and I'm just carving out my cheekbones and also going around the perimeter of the face. And then also trying to get a good nose contour by just going down the sides and across the front as well. After I apply the contour, I do my eyebrows. And for my eyebrows, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in the shade Ebony. I like to switch it up between the Ebony and the dark chocolate, but right now all I have is Ebony, so that's kind of what I'm just dealing with. And I'm really trying to work on making my eyebrows look a little bit more natural, so that way they're not too boxy, but I also like my eyebrows to look pretty defined and pretty dark, so I kind of have to really be careful on the amount of pressure I apply. And now I'm just trying to set the eyebrow hairs using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wax. And I found that I had a difficult time applying this. I think I was just applying too much pressure, so I had to go back in and fill in the areas that I was taking off the product. And then after I finish my brows, I'm just going to clean it up using the lightest eyeshadow shade in the Kylie Cosmetics Bronze Palette. And then after that, I'm just warming up my entire face using the MAC Cosmetics Bronzing Powder in the shade Refined Golden, and just running that over my contour, trying to blend everything together to get rid of any harsh lines. And I have not taken any sort of makeup classes or anything like that, so everything I'm doing is self-taught, and I want to learn as much as I can too. So if you guys have any recommendations, or if you guys see something that I do that you would do different, please let me know. I'd like to try any new technique that I haven't tried before. And then I'm just going to apply blush using the Bare Minerals cheek tint in the shade Charm. And I got that in a Christmas gift set a while ago. And it's a really, really bright pink color. So I have to apply very little at a time and really build it. And I'm a blush girl, so I like to apply a little bit extra. So if it looks like it's a lot, it's because I typically like it like that. But I also try to tone it down a little bit too. But sometimes I do go crazy. And then I'm using the Becca Champagne Pop as my highlighter. I'm just going to run that over the top of the blush and the bronzer that I put on my face. And then after that, I'm just touching up on some things that I feel like need a little bit touching up on. And then I'm going to go ahead and set my face using the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Marine Boosting Mist, and just making sure that that's drying down. As it's drying down, I'm just going to add a little bit more of that highlighting color just to make it pop. And that's a description of my makeup routine. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe.